league that they're going to be running here in Houston to try to determine who's the number one player in the H-Town. And I think Mason,
they got a pretty big group, right?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken,
32
participants in that tournament. So, looking forward to see how that tournament turns out. I need to figure out what are the rules though and how it's organized. I don't think it's organized by exactly like our league though.
I mean, one of the cool things I like about our league is the divisions and also the ability to sideboard.
Yes. We do have the ability to sideboard, but sideboarding is in between weeks. Oh, here we go. We have started. Anibal is just played Gaussmon and plays the Blazing Memory Boost.
That's an Azulongon. That's two Azulongs gone.
Ooh, two Azulongons off the.
And he.
And a Supreme. Was that the Supreme
Blazing
Connection?
Memory Boost have a blue flare card typing or?
Yes, it does have a blue flare. You can take another Blazing from Blazing Memory Boost. So.
Well, it seems like
it looks like he will do so.
Default. So.
Yep.
Not the start you really want to see.
No, not the start you want to see from Blue.
But who knows? Maybe he just has what he needs to.
And one can only hope. All right.
Fenrir, on the other hand, you passed me 5 memory on a purple deck.
You're gonna do some stuff. You're gonna do some dangerous stuff.
Something about petals and metal. I don't know how that saying goes for sure. He starts off with our classic Luga. What else do we have going for us? I believe that was Miss Memory Boost. Okay. Awesome.
Looks like it. Looks like the ultimate.
Because he trashed 2 and drew 1. Yeah, all right. What else is... Ooh, and he has the Analog Youth. So he's just spinning those wheels. Oh, and there's a Psychmon. I think that card's a little bit critical in this matchup, don't you think?
Yes, and that is why he took it. He had to. The Psychmon does what again?
I believe Psychmon says players can't reduce play costs.
Oof. And that would mean his Metal Greymons would cost the full 8 instead of Digicrossing. Correct? Or is it 7? It's 7.
Yep.
And of course he plays it right away.
I mean, who can blame him?
No. You have to. And even if he bounces it to hand with Zuda, that doesn't really...
It's coming back.
It's going to come back the following turn.
He could... You know, I've played against Blue Flare enough times back during BT10, and while I have, thrown out these floodgates against them, it used to be slow enough that you could just hard play the Metal Gray regardless, and then punish your opponent for having a bunch of Digimon out. Mm-hmm. But in this accelerated meta where, even that 1 extra memory is just, game deciding, and, 4 extra memory is even more game deciding.
Yeah.
Excited to see if Anibal has a way to deal with this. And to be fair, he does have 2 Blaze Boosts, and that sort of...
That kind of will help with potentially getting up there to that 7 memory that he'll need to drop a Metal Greymon.
Yep. All right, he hard plays the Tyranno. I did not see what he grabbed, but considering he grabbed 2 cards, I assume it was an AG plus another SOC, and then the Fang to the trash.
Starts out with the Wanya, goes into another Gasomon. Gasomon? How do you pronounce that? Gauss. Whatever.
Oh my god. Blaze Memory Boost number 3. Well, if we didn't get there the one time. Come on, Tamer, please. There we go.
It's about time. Oof. We get the Tamer. That'll also help with getting up to that necessary 7 memory. If your opponent has 2 cards in play or 2 Digimon in play, you gain a memory.
It's not actually opponent. If there's 2 Digimon in play at all.
Oh, that's right. It's either opponent.
So if you have 1 and 1,
you're golden. You get that memory.
Ooh, but if Mason's pulling out the Luga, that means he might be primed to just go for it.
He's putting the tamer underneath him.
Tuck.
I'm just gonna stop saying Digimon names because I just do not know how to pronounce them all.
Oh, but then he goes into the wisdom.
Yeah.
Interesting. He takes the Black Gato because he needs to set up his trash. This is very interesting. Maybe he wasn't primed. Maybe he just wants to blow up this Gaussmon. Or maybe get a couple free checks in with the alliance from Asia.
Perhaps. And he probably has another Luga in hand, so he'll hatch next turn and start setting up. But
if he can go all the way into Hell Luger, that'd be really good for him because he has the Analog Youth, which will, of course, hatch an egg, and so he will already have a Luga set up in the back.
Already, correct.
Yeah. And if that does happen, then Anibal on the Blue Flare has his work cut out for him in Game 2.
He's probably thinking about what is the best plan. Trying to determine which way the best way to go forward, and that is going into Gatomon Rush.
That is very interesting.
Black Gatomon. So that is very interesting.
He decided to go memory choke.
He probably needed to. Yeah, he needed to memory choke as well as.
Oh well, actually, he held the memory because of Lugermon's inheritable.
Okay. So he's digging. That's exactly he needed to draw. He doesn't have the pieces.
Did we not see him grab a Hell Luger?
Perhaps we did not.
I know he revealed one, but I guess he didn't necessarily grab it. Checking his trash, verifying. He apparently did not have a way to just get the Black Gato into the trash to start with. If you were Mason, do you perhaps... Oh my god, he's resetting the Asian. That's hilarious. To, of course, get the alliance
course,
again.
yes.
But
Okay. Pop the Mem Boost. Go back to 2. What do you do?
Would you ever consider just swinging, alliancing, and I believe that's like 10k, 2 checks? I mean, Blue Flare doesn't really have the biggest Digimon.
Blue Flare usually doesn't have a lot of security bombs. And Blahbiddy does have inside information. They both have inside information over each other's decks.
Of course.
They both know ahead of time what decks their opponents are going to be running and what is that deck list made of, plus the potential sideboard. So
wow, this game is going in a completely different direction.
This is not traditional for the purple player, for Mason. This is not.
So we went into a Chimeramon, meaning Mason really is just digging for it, which is super surprising. He goes into the Fenrir. Of course, Fenrir has that magical ability that lets you maintain your turn until your opponent has 3 memory. Worth noting, again, that Black Gato is... Oh, he already had a Black Gato in his trash.
Wow.
Well, that explains a little bit more.
Yeah, so
sure.
that... He is going for the OTK. He just needed to do it in an unorthodox way, going into Chimera.
Yes, sir. And while you might note that he didn't have a Soul Luger to set up an extra check, that Psychmon has been out and can swing for that final security.
That is true.
I am confused. Did he declare the Fenrilooga effect to kill the Gauss, or...?
It seems that way.
I'm just... Because he didn't declare Alliance yet, though, right? Because none of his Digimon are suspended? Question mark? Or do one of those Digimon have an on-play to kill a... No, they don't.
None of those have the on-play kill.
How curious.
He's going to swing. He's going to alliance.
This should be something like 16k, 2 checks. If Anibal can always rely on a Sorai showing up.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Sorai. He's going to swing with Block Gato. 4K survives. So the Fenrir didn't unsuspend because he used that effect earlier, correct?
I assume we missed something, and he killed. Oh, the Chimeramon killed the Gaussmon.
Ah,
And
that's right.
because
'Cause it did minus
Gaussmon's
3K.
deletion effect is a May, he chose not to put down a suspended Blue Flare Digimons to deny the Fenrilooga and unsuspend. Very
That's
heads up
very
gameplay.
that's a very advanced big brain play on the Blue Flare.
Well, I mean, he had to catch the Chimeramon killing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there is indeed 4 colors on that Chimeramon.
Okay, now can he come back from that though? He can potentially go up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can potentially go all the way up to 10 memory with all of the blazing boost and the memory tamer the tamer that gains a memory.
Unfortunately, you go down to 3 just to play that first Metal Gray.
That is true.
It's not the worst thing though. You can definitely OTK with Blue Flare from this position if you have a Zeeg.
Yes.
Yeah. Hard if though, because I did not see him at a Zeeg at any point with the blazes.
He must have. He could have had it in his opening hand. We just hadn't seen it. But here we go. Picks up his hand, and I feel as if he knew he had it, it would be over by now. So, don't think he does. All right. So he draws for turn.
Of course, he's pushing out.
Push out. He's gonna gain that memory. Go to 4.
And he has
from the Deal Tamer.
all these memory boosts to play around with.
Potentially up to 10. Now he can go up to 10, potentially hard play a Zudo, bounce a Psych, and then go into Metal Gray.
I mean, at the end of the day, you pay 4 to save yourself 4 later, so it's
Yeah.
exactly the same
Yeah.
either way.
Yeah.
As far as this position goes, you have an extra body, but the overflow is not.
It's still risky.
The
It's
tantalizing.
it's probably still more risky in the end to do it that way. He's thinking.
I am checking his deck list, and I do see he has cyber launchers at his disposal. And so if he can set up a cyber launcher along the way for his Metal Gray, he can deal with the Psychmon somewhat painlessly and maybe have an easier time going into this. Especially given that if he can get a good Metal Gray setup, he can just stun all of Mason's board. And then Mason will not be in the clear.
Yeah, right. Because it buys him some time.
In fact, he would just be screwed.
And he's digivolving. That is not a good sign.
The BT10 Mailbird. He recoups some memory with the Blaze. He goes into...
Is that Cyber Launcher?
So hard to tell upside down. Yeah, I think that's Cyber
I believe
Launcher.
so.
In which case, he is bouncing Psychmon. Or, sorry, bottom decking that Psychmon, which is,
It's even better. Yes. And that's Cyber Launcher.
Pops another boost. Is that Cyber Launcher number 2?
I believe so.
All right, then. And then I believe he... Oh, he can actually put 2 things under now because of its regular play effect and because Cyberdramon, or Cyber Launcher does count as a Cyberdramon. It gets both effects.
That's right.
So he's just picking away at that board.
And he's probably going to swing into that last...
It's so hard
to... But do you want to do that?
So the problem here... Oh, actually, the Armor Purge is working in his favor so well right now. Because if he swings over the Fangmon...
Fenrir tries...
When Mason tries to swing, he can try to pop the Cyber Launcher. It'll Armor Purge, will not get the Unsuspend.
Ah, that's right.
And then he can blast into a Zulong. Unfortunately, we did see
we saw
two
the
Zulongs go to the bottom. So, you know, maybe a pipe dream, but...
Yeah, well, he does have 3 in his side deck, so there is the potential.
Maybe lucky number 3?
There is that potential that he could have the 3rd one. Yep, he swung into...
He's covering all of his bases. And, you know, you just have to applaud Anibal for keeping his cool here and assessing the board calmly and dealing with it as best as he can since, again, he wasn't able to just counter OTK on the back.
Yes, absolutely. He's keeping his calm, and he's playing his cards really well into the chest. All right,
They seem to be talking about the memory. Mm-hmm. Ooh, and he ends on the Supreme Connection.
So he's going to search top 5.
That's a fun one. I know what I pick here. Oh, that was not what I picked here, but, you know, I'm sure Anibal's more familiar with the deck. I was almost for sure the Sieg is where you want to be.
He might have one in hand already.
Fair enough. I do believe you are supposed to trash one. Is it May trash one Supreme Connection?
It does say, and trash one such card. Return the rest of the top.
Yeah. So
it has
a little bit of a miss there. I'm not.
You have to trash a machine or cyborg, but all the other ones go to the top of the deck.
Yeah. So a little bit of a miss there because I know for sure Sieg is one of those. I don't know if it's a machine or a cyborg. It's hard to remember, but
it's kind of hard to see on the deck list.
Is it because there's a card quantity number there?
Yeah, that's the quantity.
It's a cyborg. It's okay. Not a big deal.
I agree. I don't think it's going to play too much of a role in this particular match.
I guess it would be if he needed the card in his trash. That's when it mattered.
Mm-hmm.
Which...
Blue Flare doesn't.
Well, with the double tamer of Kiriha and Nene, you can Riku those cards when you're Digi-crossing. One from your tamers and one from your trash.
That's very right. Yeah, you're right.
Mason is back to the races. He played 2 more analog youths, 1 more analog youth, some number of analog youths.
He's digging.
He's playing a Psychmon.
It's not the same one as before.
So he did mention, and thankfully, another thing I enjoy about this league is we do have the proxy rules.
Yes.
And he did state when posting this deck list that this BT12 Psychmon is a stand-in for a BT8 Psychmon. And, you know, that's easy enough to remember. A Psychmon's a Psychmon.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so this is the same Psychmon.
For all intents and purposes.
Okay.
That is a little bit brutal for Anibal, though, because now his Supreme Connection's a lot less interesting to look at, given that it reduces play cost. It feels unfair, but if you think about it, Digicross is the unfair mechanic.
Now, you watch your mouth there. I like Blue Flare.
I'm just waiting for Dark Knight to be truly meta.
In your dreams. In your dreams.
You know, they gave Crossheart and Blue Flare Rush, but they couldn't do the same thing for Dark Knight.
It's because the good guys always have to prevail.
Batman's a good guy. And, you know, Batman's the Dark Knight.
So Animal is
in the
thinking,
tank, and I do
yes.
not blame him at all.
He's in a very tough spot.
And, you know, while I complimented Anibal on his last turn with taking care of the board as well as he did, right back to Mason. Obviously, he might have had a little bit more resources at his disposal, but he calmly set up a kill turn going backwards. That might be enough. Noted here, because that male bird is under that stack, he can continue to stun Fenrilooga. Because Mason has 2 or more Digimon.
Yep, and he doesn't need a particular source count. So, or that's right, because he has two Digimon out, no source count, so it doesn't matter.
Really, it's if Anibal can deal with this Psychmon just one more time. And that is a Greymon, so he's digging a little bit.
Another Zeeg. But you don't really want to go into Zeeg.
Not anymore.
Because you need that armor purge right now. Double armor purge?
That armor purge is going to be putting in a lot of work.
You do not want to go into Zeeg right now. Until you know guaranteed you can win that same turn you go into Zeeg. We could see another Digivolve over this Greymon into Metal Gray. True.
Unfortunately, Metal Gray does not have a Digivolve effect, only an on-play effect.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, he was thinking about Digivolving into Zeeg, though.
Yes.
And that's when you know maybe...
It's going to play a mental training.
Very respectable. So...
Dual Tamer or Metal Gray?
I feel like yeah.
Yeah, the Tamer.
In all seriousness, I don't think it mattered which one. I don't think I get to either of them necessarily. But if we get there, that extra memory, every extra memory, right?
Will count.
So Fenrilooga is stunned. And we are looking at a Luger and Psyche that are able to swing. Notably, if Mason can set up even a little bit of a swing, I believe... Well, actually, his trash isn't the most set up right now. He used the mental train to go into Soul Luger, so yeah, he is trying to go for it. I will point out here, though, this might be exactly the Zudomon Ace
opportunity
that we've been wanting.
We've been needing. Yes. If he swings, go into Zudomon Ace, bounce that Psyche, go into Metal Gray. Or, Zulong too. But he could go into Zudo over that Greymon, though.
If he goes Zudo over the Gray, and then if he swings again a Zulong over the Zudo, that would be A-okay with me. I do love purple decks, but, I do want to see a good match, too.
Absolutely.
Granted, this game, too, has been phenomenal.
Yeah, it's been back and forth. We really thought that Blue Flare was going to lose quite quickly, but he has stayed in the game.
He did have the second Fenrir.
A second Fenrir.
And this is when this gets a little bit interesting. So I will point out that Anibal did use 3 Blazing Boosts, meaning he did go through 18 cards. Meaning we might have actually cycled back to the point where we would have seen those Azulongs at the beginning. One can only hope.
One can only hope that he has his Azulong. Let's find out. Oh, no. He's just going to scoop. Game 2 goes to Fenrir.
That puts him at 2-0. I guess Anvil did not have the aces. Well, we're pretty confident on 2 of them anyway. Is it because I'm here? I can leave if y'all need me to. I know my commentary is only subpar.
That's okay. We're still learning. You know, we're a relatively new channel. Started doing this commentating just recently, so it's been pretty fun though. Have you had a good time?
I'm having a great time.
Yeah, this is awesome. Well, I always have wanted to do commentating on matches, and so now being able to have the opportunity feels really good. But Animal, as they're setting up, let's talk a little bit more about our players. Animal likes to go to Dragon's Lair, as well as Astral and Adventure Begins, and from time to time he goes to DNA and Game Guys. So he gets around.
That's the map, right?
Yeah,
there.
he gets around the entire area. So he plays quite a bit. And I think that's one of the reasons as to why he's here in the finals, because he gets so many matches in so many different places and gets to kind of get used to different play styles and get to know different builds. And it's really advantageous for players to go to so many locals to get familiar with the meta.
What's the game record?
The match record is 2-0 for Blahbiddy right now. And going along with what you were saying, Arthur, sort of a cliche, but there is no substitute for experience and practice.
No, you're correct.
You can have all the theory, you can watch all the gameplay, all the art, read all the articles, but sometimes you don't know till you do it yourself.
And it's very similar to Blahbiddy, who's, even though he's only been playing since PT13, he says that he doesn't actually have a main hub. He lives very central, and so he goes to Game Guys, Adventure Begins, DNA, Cards and Comics Connection. So shout out to all of those LGSs that host all these Digimon tournaments. We really appreciate all of these shops and hosting all these tournaments so that we can all get the experience. But because both of these players play so much in so many different places, they get so much experience, we see them in the finals. It is not surprising to me.
No, and along with thanking the shops, I'm also, just really grateful for the Houston Digimon community as well.
Oh, yes. It's a great community. There's very minimal, if any, toxicity, unlike other communities in which I've heard about. But we're not going to talk bad about any other communities, though. What we are going to talk about is how wonderful the Digimon community is.
All right.
All right, so they're
it looks
setting
like
up.
They're keeping their hands. Of course, both players will almost always. Oh my god! I mean, at least he's starting with the blazing, but missing the egg like he did in game 1, and missing the tamer.
Yeah. Oh man. And so this is the exact same way that game 1 started out. Hard play, blazing memory boost with no tamer to choose from. What's he going to grab?
I mean, you have to take the Gauss.
Yeah, you
Got a
have to
rookie
take at least
going.
a rook.
But after that, I mean, I don't know what his hand is, obviously, but he took a Gauss and the
And a Greymon.
original Greymon. That's so rough, though. Like I said, as a purple player, every bit of memory, you give me 5, I say off to the races. Let's see Mason what can pull off the 5 memory. Oh, actually, Mason also missed a rookie, and he went and hard played an Eiji and a Fangmon. And then Anibal respawns in kind by making his rookie finally and putting out the dual tamer.
Okay, so he definitely had the better start of the two. Or Blahbiddy had the better starts.
Well, he missed
of
his
the two.
rookie.
Oh, he sure did.
So he's going into the Hell Luger right now just to
Get the deletion.
dig a little bit deeper.
Dig a little deeper, yep. So they both had rough starts.
Maybe we have a game here.
Yes.
Passing back with a Supreme Connection. All right.
Okay. So we have Metal Grays. We have a Decker. Z, we got some choices.
Let's see if he remembers to trash a extra card.
Oh, that
of
is
the Supreme Connection. If not, I'll bring it up in between the games. In between this game and the next. Again, even seasoned players can make mistakes.
Absolutely.
He remembered it this time.
Okay. We might have missed it. We might have missed it the last
No,
time.
he definitely put 4 cards on his on the top. I would have been confused about the matter. I know what I saw. All right, and he's making sure he draws that BT10 Metal Gray next turn, which possibly means he's just ready to go.
Yes, unless he plays the Psych. And he did not. So, like you said, we might have a game. Metal Greymon come out.
Ooh, this is interesting, though, because for Metal Gray to unsuspend, he needs the Greymon Inheritable to go off. But for the Greymon Inheritable to go off, there does need to be a second Digimon. That is why we usually see the split between the BT10 Greymons as well as our good old Security +1 Greymon, all the way back from Starter Deck 1?
Starter Deck 1. That card is still meta. It's crazy.
Turns out getting an extra security check is still good, especially when it's on your level 4 body. Lets you put it even better inheritable on your level 5. Or, just another security +1, and
yeah.
We just keep swinging, right? All right. The Gaussmon dies into the Chimeramon, which is great for Anibal to know so that there isn't any extra tricks besides the Dark Godemon as far as sneaking out that extra attack.
All right, there's the Gray. Let's search
comes
top
out.
4.
2, 3, 4. There's 2 targets. So there's not really a lot you have to think about
Nope, you just take what you can.
It's another Gray, another double Tamer.
All right. Does he have the pieces? Are we going to see Metal Gray finally get played for just 3 memory? It's 3 memory, correct? That he gets played for? Yes.
If you put everything together, but if you use a Supreme Connection, it might even be free.
Oh.
You know what's interesting? While he only plays 2 of them, we have not seen the original Kiryu over these past
Yes,
games.
you're right.
And I don't even mean played. I mean, like, in
not
the
even a
reveals
security,
or anything.
nothing.
Like,
I wonder if he took him out. All right, so he is indeed digicrossing.
I wonder if he will use the one on the field or not.
If he has the security +2 one, that's the one.
That's definitely the one you want.
Okay, but
he's using
does
the one on
not.
the field. One could hope.
So he's going to be able to have 1 check with jamming as the Mailbird Inheritable.
Is that the EX4?
That is the EX4 one.
Oh, well, that's great. And then he already stunned the Tyranno just with the on play, and that's. I think they're just going over the on play effect one more time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 1 check jamming.
And it's a Death X. Very good jam. Oof. Very good jam.
But I thought 15k was bigger than 7. All's fair in the eyes of jamming. And he hard plays another Greymon.
He's searching.
4 more. Oh, and that's that Greymon we wanted earlier. He picks up a Gauss and was that Cyber Launcher?
Okay.
Yes. That's not bad. Not bad. Something I'd like to note that's really cool is the double tamer makes Cyber Launcher so much better. Because as it armor purges itself, it becomes usable material with the double tamer, and then when you use your next Cyber Launcher, it now counts as having it be there. And,
Interesting.
So you get both effects off the Cyber Launcher, the bottom deck, the level 3, and the level 4. And then with the Mailbird's ability to recycle Metal Greymons, which Cyber Launcher counts as, you have a nice little grind game going.
Yes, and did you just notice that the Psychmon just went to trash?
Well, if
Off of the blaze or the boost, mist memory boost.
yeah, if you are Anibal, you are pretty happy to see that.
And you know that will be at least one target to bring back when you can bring back a card from trash.
I believe you can actually only bring back dark animals and SOCs with the Fenrir package.
And if that's the case, then yes,
so that
we
was
are incredibly happy to see that Psychmon in trash. And Metal Greymon's going to go in to security, I'm assuming.
Mason finally got his rookie, though, so...
Is that a blocker? Is Tyrannomon a blocker?
Tyrannomon is, in fact, a blocker.
Okay, then.
Notably, he wants to keep bodies off the board if he can for now.
Yes, he doesn't want to give Annabelle the restanding ability.
Doesn't want things stunned, wants extra
stunned
bodies to revive. Everything made blocking good here. And Paul's thinking... There's not a reason to not just swing in with Greymon, right? It saves.
It gets saved.
It's a 1 extra check. Takes a...
Right,
he
so he's
is
gonna go to
going for
4.
extra memory. Interesting.
Let's see what he's doing. What is the thought process?
I'll be very confused if he goes for the Digicross with the gray on the board. Oh, okay. Cyber Launcher. So he wants to Armor Purge. I wonder if he has 2 Cyber Launches, possibly. And if he does, he'll have 2 Armor Purged. 2 separate Armor Purge stacks.
Just like he had in the last game.
And then when Mason inevitably tries to go for the Fenrilooga combo, when he attempts to... No, he went for both on the same side. That is not what I expected at all.
I see where you're getting at with that, but he would have been able to prevent the Fenrir from restanding.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe he's on to something that I can't see.
Well, Cyber Launcher is now a blocker. That's one thing.
Yeah, because he Greymons under it. Not a how I'm used to seeing that stack be made.
No.
Certainly relevant, and
because he can block an Armor Purge.
You can block Armor Purge, and then
that's a pretty big brain interesting play. Let's see if it works out for him, though.
Certainly a way to do it. And in its own weird way, he also has a Greymon and Mailbird under there too. So when Mason does try to explode out his board, he will actually be punished just a bit because all the effects are going off.
Yep. Go to restand. And he has the other Mailbird, the older Mailbird, right? The one that stuns.
Yep.
So, yeah. Going wide, it might not necessarily be the most
unfortunately
smart thing to do.
But or fortunately, we are Fenrilooga, and
you have
that is our game plan.
Yeah, you have to.
He goes into Soul Luger. I can't exactly remember what he has in his trash. I know there's a Psychmon and a Death X though, but those aren't the cards that matter right now. he can always just search with the Dark Tyranno.
And that's exactly what he does.
Exactly what he does. He gains the 2 memory because he has Lugamon and Lugamon. Yeah, you know. We're really creative with our names. Sometimes we just add a letter. But he can grab the Asia here, and he can grab the Fenrir. He already has the Fenrir, or else he wouldn't be doing that. He also didn't grab the Dark Gato, which means... Have we seen a Dark Gato go into the trash yet?
I don't
Are we about
so.
to see one now? No, that is a... Asia. It's so hard to tell.
No, that's the
Lugar.
Lugarmon. Yeah.
Lugarmon? Okay.
That's that old art from Nationals.
He goes into the Fenrir.
Has that
Let's see what we're doing
game-breaking
here.
effect. Turn does not pass.
Until your opponent is at 3. 1, 2, 3. No Black Gato in sight. He might be wary of the Blast Ace right now, or really any kind of ace tricks that might be coming up.
Mm-hmm.
He swings and he blows up the Metal Gray. It will save twice. I said it'll save twice.
Well, it'll save
Material save.
material save. Both the Greymon and the Mailbird will go under the Dual Tamer.
Oh, I wonder if he was thinking about actually letting one go to the trash to get full value off his double tamer.
Yes, that's not a bad
Oh,
idea.
that's a Blaze. And a Gauss, but you know, that's a Blaze.
The Blaze. Yes, the Blaze will definitely come in handy.
Especially with so few memory left on Mason's side. He swings a gun. Alliances a gun. I will point out here, though, Mason, or the Fenrilooga, is out of restands unless he manages to play another Dark Animal or SOC card onto the field, but doing so would usually pass the turn.
Yes,
this
at this point. Because he only has 2 memory, or actually only 1 memory
check
to work with.
and 2 checks.
To be able to do something
What
like
is that second card that was revealed?
That was a Zulong Ace.
That's a long ace. And
Just going to Digivolve.
Chimera.
Oh, Chimera, I'm sorry.
He gets
Which
out 1 extra
he can attack. Yep, he can attack.
And once he puts a card under, he will put minus 3k on that Cyber Launcher. And it is a Soul Luger. Oh, and notably, because these are 2 Lugarmons, when Mason plays a body, he will gain that memory. And also be able to unsuspend that Fenrilooga, and that might be the curtains here. I wonder if Anibal understands that he must actually block here or block the next attack. I mean, you can always block the next attack, of course.
Yes, of course, but this is probably the safer one. You block here, you Armor Purge.
I guess Fenrir already used its deletion unsuspend, so
Yes.
it's all the same. So if you want to just see that last security,
He used that
I totally
effect
get it.
on Metal Gray.
yes. Surely it's Anibal that's the one in the tank, right? Wondering whether he should block here or not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's probably playing out some scenarios in his head, which we've all done.
Well, what would you do in this situation? I think if I were in the situation, I let the check go through, which is what happened. Oh,
Hey!
baby. Not that it matters because Fenrilooga is basically the same thing. But that is an extra Digicross resource, though.
Okay, so he blocked. How was Fenrir able to unsuspend again?
Played the AG. He gains the 2 memory from the Chimeramon Inheritables, which are both Lugermons, which give you 1 memory whenever an SOC card is played. Held it to 2. The Fenrir unsuspends, as I was talking about earlier.
Right.
And really, the quick part was I didn't see the AG coming out.
Right, yeah, neither one of us did.
Yeah. Had to do a little bit of investigating. But I do believe Anibal has a clear-cut way to victory with all these Digimon out here.
Yes, I mean...
And even better, these are all Digimon you can stun even if you can't.
Yeah.
Win right this second.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh!
Okay, so he's going to give him 5 memory, and that Digimon's going to die, and he's going to draw 2.
It's going to attempt to pop the Cyber Launcher, but...
Cyber Launcher is going to Armor Purge.
I mean, I guess you do have to trash cards to even attempt to pop the Cyber Launcher. Trashes 2, so 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
And the Cyber Launcher is a mere Greymon now.
End of turn, play the Edgy, however you say his name out. Easy. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce half these cards.
Blood Tamers.
Just call me
on the way
Mario.
back, and that's free memory. Is that 3 security, I believe? Mason has left.
Mason has 3. Fenrir.
That is a
3,
super
and
manageable amount from Blue Flare.
Yeah,
you've got the
especially
Tamers, you've got the Blaze Boost.
There's no Psychmon out.
You got 2 bodies.
It is possible go time.
The only unfortunate part is we saw the Zeke gun, so that is one form of
Restanding
that's gone. But I believe that he'll find a way. Because love finds a way.
And that hand size is pretty large.
So he's starting with the Dual Tamer Digicross. Oh, and he's gonna jam it out.
There we go.
That's a pretty good way to do it.
Why not? Jam 2 security checks.
Notably, that Tyrannomon is stunned. Also notably, though, because he doesn't have a male Birdramon under here, he cannot stun the Chimera or the Fenrilooga. He pops the boost here. Feels slightly premature unless he's trying to... That's Decker. Okay.
Yep, so he's going to put another underneath.
Another Greymon. Oh, and now he gets the restand as well with 2 checks. So that's just free real estate. And,
Yes, sir.
Well, Armor Purge at worst because it's Decker and doesn't even need it.
Let's swing again.
Playing it classically.
Yep. And swing for game. All right. Anibal Blue Flare takes game 3.
And there's a good showing of how the matchup really should be going because game 1 was really rough for him. And then game 2, it was a good back and forth, but game 3, when they're more even ground and seeing the same quality of cards, Blue Flare definitely has it, and I actually believe is favored in this matchup.
Blue Flare can be incredibly fast. It's that Psychmon. See, in both games that he lost, Psychmon was on the field. No Psychmon?
Game 1, he didn't lose to Psychmon. Game 1, he lost to Bricking like
well,
there was no tomorrow.
Either way, the correlation is Psychmon was out. So Blahbiddy was actually talking to me, and he said that he started out with the BT version of, in the league, he started out with the BT version of Luga originally because he had just never played purple before. So it's crazy to think that he's in a championship, he started out with BT14 Luga, and he had never played purple before. And purple is just one of those decks that you just really have to think your way through the entire game. So he said he figured he just might try it out after swapping to Davis at the first deck swap during the league. He wanted to try his hand at an updated Luga deck at the end. And so far, he's seen a lot of consistency and performance has been really good. So he's been pretty pleased. I mean, he's in the championship. I would assume that you would be pretty pleased, right?
I mean, not to toot my own horn, but season 1, I've made the finals, and that was a good time. And like you said, purple decks, they require you to be on your feet the entire time, because every little decision matters. You're setting up your hand, you're setting up your trash, you're paying attention to the cards you're never going to see again when they go to the bottom of your deck.
Right.
And this updated version of Luga really has legs. Even if the dual color Luga and Lugermon don't seem the most amazing compared to their BT14 counterparts, just the fact that they have that SOC trait, the name, even adding colors for Chimeramon, one that is sometimes actually relevant. It brings together the deck in a way that those filler cards you might have needed earlier didn't.
Well, Animal's been playing Blue Flare. He chose Blue Flare because he hadn't played with it in a long time. Wanted to challenge himself of trying to adapt it to this particular meta and play with some more support like Supreme Connection and the Ace mechanic. So he's said that he's always felt really good playing Blue Flare in the past, and he said that it's picking up again, and it felt just like riding a bike all over again. And I can say that Blue Flare is a deck that I've played in the past too, and it is a very fun deck, and it got really good support without actually getting direct support. The Supreme Connection card is incredibly useful, especially getting that Metal Greymon down to 0 cost potentially when you have your Digicross.
What's interesting about Blue Flare is it gets a lot of incidental support. So even though a Blue Flare card might not be printed, anything that cares about Greymons or cares about cyborgs and machines, obviously they might have been considered more for a Machine Dramon deck or your classic War Greymon deck. But, maybe if you read the text a little bit further, play around with it, and suddenly you have something a little bit cool on your hands.
And we're starting game 4, and it looks like we're finally seeing, how do you say his name again? Kyria. I'm going to say Christopher.
I will point out this is the 3rd game that Anibal has not had a rookie in.
That is true. I think he's so frustrated he just forgot to hatch.
I mean, you don't have to.
He
right?
don't have to hatch. He just.
It only matters if you wanted to play a Blaze memory boost, but he opted for the memory setter so that maybe that the Blaze won't hurt you as much the next time. And then Mason went a combination of egg into good rookie, into training, into missed memory boost, which
building is trashed.
Still missing the rookie.
Yep.
Is it here this time?
And still no rook. Supreme Connection going to the bottom. Azulon Ace going to the bottom. But you get 2 good cards.
So when Mason promotes here, if he has an AG, he'll go to 2 memory. And then between the training and the memory boost, it's almost like he has 6 memory. And because,
no, but he doesn't.
It doesn't. Just ignore me. I'm just rambling. It's an AG and a Fenrir. Both are getting added to hand. He will have to trash a card in a moment. And I do believe there was a Black Gato going to the bottom, which is always nice to know. But that's a Black Gato going to the trash from his hand, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, well.
Sometimes you just have it.
Yeah.
Can we possibly see a rookie? Question
You're
mark.
a rookie, and if not, you have Metal Gray and Mailbird in hand. You can just
Get a free attack here with the Greymons. It's all save.
Yep.
Or not save. It's all the same, really.
Just thinking. I would say he's probably thinking like, "Damn it, I still don't have a rookie."
I mean, there's nothing to really think about there. It's either there or not. Oh, he's thinking about how and when to use Kiriha. I was actually about to say Chrisir. You incepted it into my head for a moment. While it is a best of 7, this game for Anibal definitely wants to win as far as a momentum
Oh yes.
shift will go. If he can take 2 games off the back of the 2 that Mason started with, it actually feels like you're the one who's ahead.
Yeah.
You know, and some people can play it clean no matter what the game is or what the score is, but I know I'd like to feel a little bit better with
When you're winning games in a row.
when I'm winning
Absolutely.
a few games in a row.
That momentum gets you going, gets you in the right hit space. It just seems like everything's just working in your favor, and yeah,
You know,
makes you
even
feel
when you
play-
don't get a rookie for the 3rd time in the match.
well, that kind of kills that confidence for a little bit, but it happens.
He's doing some math, and I'm sure he's worried about math. Don't bully me in my lisp. Oh, is he going to Digivolve? That is so weird.
Okay, so that is Dramon, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Was that? Yeah, that is Decker because it's a 10K.
Mhm. And then he
He
put a
Zeke
Greymon,
under,
made it a 10K blocker
with armor purge.
with armor purge. So
Notably, because he wasn't able to get a Decker under it, the actual Decker Dramon,
correct.
he couldn't get that free stun. Not that it necessarily matters, but
Oh, that's right. It's Decker Greymon, correct? That's what
it's Decker Greymon, and
That's
then
right, that's
it's
right.
made from a metal Greymon and a Decker Dramon.
Decker Dramon. Okay.
Decker Dramon being actually a very cool card in this matchup because you draw a card for each Digimon your
Yeah.
opponent has, and there's one thing I know Fenrir does, it has Digimon. Can you say +5 for me?
I'd rather not.
We're pushing out the Fenrir. Does Mason have a... He did have an issue. So he should have one more memory, right? Oh, no, he did not have the AG because that is a miss memory boost and metal training back there. Okay, got it. Pops the training, goes into Lugar for free.
AG's under.
Yeah, but I thought he also already had one on board, and so like he would have an extra memory on top.
Okay.
He goes
Proto
into the
Form.
Protoform.
I haven't seen that card all game.
It's a very interesting tech because for God knows why, the entire Lugermon line is X-Antibody.
That is true. It is an X antibody. I'm pretty sure it's a reference to the webcomic that it's published in, but
Seekers, is it?
Seekers. There you go. That's the name of that digital comic.
The Black Gato is out. We still have a boost to work with. So much. We have one block. If we go into Fenrilooga, we're always good on memory. It's kind of scary, in fact. And then And we know he has the Fenrilooga in hand because he added it. Oh, he's just swinging at the Tyranno.
He is going to swing.
And
Tyrannomon.
it dies, which is
to-
exactly what Mason wants. Because it gives him an extra target to
Yep.
reanimate with the Fenrir. Pops the boost. Trashes a card, gains a memory. Digivolves off the egg.
Yep.
Draws. We can revive up to 3 Dark Animal or SO3 trait Digimon. Does he have a third one? He did not have a third one. But we can find another one with Tyrannomon. No Tamer there. I believe I go for the Loogamon here, unless he already has one in hand. Call me Nostradamus. I'm predicting everything. So, note, this was a swing with a Soul Luger. He trashed a card to gain a memory and unsuspended into the Fenrir, and now he is alliancing finally off this attack for, like, let's call it 16k and 2 checks. He's thinking about blocking, and
You don't block, right?
the answer is you don't block because you want to maintain the armor purge, so Fenrilooga does not unsuspend again.
Correct. Ooh, we get a blazing.
That blaze is really good, but not having the rookie is so painful.
Swing. Alliance.
Alliance.
2 checks. He's gonna attempt to delete.
Use the unsuspend.
Yep.
We
He's gonna
use the armor purge. And of course we block here because that's 2 checks, and that's worth more than the 1 check from the Black Gato that will kill your Greymon regardless. Unless we have a Zudomon. That would be interesting.
That would be interesting, but I probably still would rather block, save. Yep.
Goodbye, Zeke. You did your job. Which is apparently not swinging, getting extra swings per game.
Alright, here we go. Black Gato.
That's a rookie that we've been wanting.
That's the rookie, but we wanted Black Gato to die too.
No, we don't want Black Gato to die. We never want Black Gato to die because we don't want him to
Bring him back.
bring him back and rush. If it
suppose.
stays on the board, we can stun it. We can't stun a card that's not on the board.
That's true. You do have
Oh my
he's
god,
going
he
into
has
Chimera.
the Chimera.
There it is.
The game just keeps going, and he has a Soul Luger. Boy. Does he have another Fenrilooga in hand? Please tell me no. Please tell me no. You can't always have it, right?
It would be interesting. It's
Oh,
a memory tamer. What do we got? What do we got?
Yeah, he had the
And he
Fenrilooga.
had another one.
Gets
Wow.
it. He gets one more memory. He
Wow.
swings and
Wow. So Blahbiddy takes game 4. We're going to game 5. The current score is Blahbiddy 3, Annibal 1. Blahbiddy just needs to win 1 more.
And on the reverse side, every game is sudden death for Annibal. He needs to get the 3-peat right here. Hat trick. We have so many words for it.
It's happened before, in basketball, and baseball, and can he do it?
It's a little bit easier in basketball. Baseball is very difficult. Digimon, we'll put somewhere in between basketball and baseball. I'm getting a 3-peat on wins. Again, not trying to diminish Blahbiddy. or Anibal at all, but I really just feel like Blue Flare is bricking just a little bit more than it
should be. Yeah.
Not getting the rookies, not getting the tamers off the boost.
If he doesn't get a rookie in this match, opening rookie, did Blahbiddy do some kind of witchcraft? That's when I'm going to start thinking outside of the box and thinking witchcraft might have been done.
I do wonder, only because I feel like I've only seen the EX4 Gaussmon one time, not even played, but like just through one of the searches. And I wonder if while sideboarding in preparation for this match, Anibal decided to text some of them out in order to have some more
so you think he might actually
answers.
Be playing? Yeah. No,
it might not be 8, it might be 7,
It might
6.
be 7-6. We haven't seen any Sarais that's in his sideboard. We haven't seen a Zudo that's in his sideboard. We also haven't seen Digimon Emperor, but we have seen all 3 Azulongs, right? If I'm not mistaken.
We've seen at least 2.
We've seen at least 2.
It's hard to keep track of 3,
Yes.
right?
Well, we have definitely seen at least 2 Azulong aces. So that could have been 2 rookies that they've taken out. So he could potentially be down to 6 rookies. I can't imagine you would take out that many rookies. You're already running only 8, and that's already a low number as it is. As they're setting up for their next match, I want to give a shout out to Justin Chavez. He is our producer, the man behind the camera. He is the one who is running the stream, running the YouTube channel, running both of our mics, and making sure that we are saying the right things for once, making sure that I'm pronouncing cards correctly, or at least telling me that I'm not pronouncing them correctly. So shout out to Justin. Appreciate all the hard work behind the scenes.
Yeah, Justin's an okay guy.
All right, we're starting out.
Did Anibal tell
I think he might have told
Mason to go first?
Which is...
He said, I am sick of hard playing these Blaze memory boosted to you,
turn
giving
one.
you 5 memory, and
I'm going to take this extra draw.
and I bet you Anibal hasn't even looked at his hand yet. He's saying, if I'm not going to have a rookie, I'm not going to know for just a little bit longer. That is
Oh wow, she sure did. He nilled a Rivals, and his
with
analog boy
handful of. He has 2 missed memory boosts. 2 Rivals. I guess he finds it paired up. I mean, last game he had his one of Protoform and Chimeramon as well.
Did he just pass?
No, he might be playing.
Anibal
Chimeramon.
just hard
Oh
passed.
no, this is not what we want to see.
This is crazy for the Blue Flare player, for Anibal.
1, 2, 3.
And yet again, he's also still frustrated that he just forgot to hatch.
I mean, if you don't have a Blaze boost or a Tamer to play,
You
it
don't
doesn't
need to
matter.
hatch.
In fact, him not even playing a level 4 BT10 Greymon says something too, right? Because that's a perfectly okay card to start with.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He took... I swear I looked away for a second, so I saw what he trashed, but not what he took. I assumed it was a...
I was looking down at my
Digimon.
notes.
He passed again, too. So he has 7 cards in hand.
Either that or he's preparing for one massive play.
It's the 10 memory challenge, right? See if you can OTK.
Oh,
No.
and the Gabu. We don't want to see that. Oh no.
So
Oh no.
Gabu's he no, that wasn't a pass.
No, he hasn't passed yet.
Yeah.
It's his turn. It's. Oh no. What do? You could hatch. You can hatch.
What are the odds he just gives it to me?
Oh man, there's.
I hope
mean,
not.
it's a lot
You're
of
always
money on the
supposed to-
line.
I always play out the
Luckily, both of these players
The
are
last
going
one.
to win cash prizes. This is for both first and second. But of course, you want the bigger pie. You want the bigger
course.
prize, of course.
Notably, earlier this week on Tuesday, I believe, Jared beat out Orlando
Correct.
in a black or gray versus Beals matchup that he handled pretty
well.
handedly.
Yeah.
3-0, I believe.
Yes, it was 3-0. Yes.
Just a little bit salty because Jared actually knocked me out during the Elite Eight and couldn't do me the favor of making it to the finals. But you know, it is how it is. He found a tamer. Woo doesn't really do too much in the face of Boost Rivals Baraka and Augie 2A. She's the second one in Anibalcrackers.
Yeah,
Sorry, I had something in my throat.
Yeah, we can obviously see that who has the upper hand right now. It is very apparent.
On the bright side, because Anival doesn't have Digimon, Mason does not gain memory from his Aegis. Silver linings, silver linings. He pops the boost. Also, interestingly, by not having Digimon, Fenriloogamon cannot unsuspend off one of his effects. He can still unsuspend off Soluga, though.
Now you got to be sitting very comfortable right now playing Fenrir.
I think you can do whatever you want, and as long as that Psychmon is alive, you're in pretty good territory. You could play a Hell Luger here, let it just kill itself. You gain one memory back from your analog youth, and
Choke on one.
choke him at one.
He'll
cycle
go to
a few
2.
cards.
Yep,
Oh.
yep, that's exactly
Speaking
what
of
he's
Hell
doing.
Luger.
Yep, that's exactly what he's doing.
Are we gonna alliance here? Just put a little bit extra bang in here. It's not like that Psychmon's gonna be doing any real swinging anyway.
All right, let's see.
Nah.
So, okay.
He did gain plus 2k from the Lugermon, I believe. And then we are resolving end of turn effects for oh no, we're at 0 memory, and we are just counting it out. Let's see, was that 2? Pop the boost for 2, Digivolve for 2, swung, gain a memory, Digivolve into Hell Luger, so at flat 0. So he does need to find a way to pass turn. Before the Lugermon resolves. I guess he didn't want to alliance just so that he didn't accidentally pull out any options or extra tamers.
Yeah, they could have potentially removed the Psychmon from the field. But I'm not sure based on the deck build if that's even possible. No. All right. So he just let him die. He let him die.
Did he? He played an Aishi, and then okay, got it. I was wondering if he passed turn or not.
Yes, he played an Edgy.
No, he didn't play an AG. He passed turn.
Oh, he just passed turn.
But
He
there's
popped the AG.
2 Ages out right now.
He popped the AG out.
Did he already have 2 Ages?
I thought he did. No.
I did not think so. Oh no, you did. You're right. He did because I was complaining about earlier to an analog using the 2 Ages. Yeah, you just passed turn, and I mean when you're in that position,
Why not?
you can do what you want.
Yeah.
Uh,
No rookie.
no
No
second
rookie.
Digimon for the
No-
dual tamer.
He's Digicrossing.
Hard plays. Gives
Hard
him
play
5.
though, but
Um,
he stuns him. Yeah, he stuns the psych, but
is that a jamming mailbird under?
that is a Yep, jamming Mailbird security plus
So-
2.
You can pretend to race.
No Lugamon is coming out from raising area, so
Notably here, Anbol has finally put out a Digimon, and ooh, Mason has forgotten to gain his memory from his Ages.
It's mandatory.
Somebody should tell him that. Not me, though.
oh, there it is.
Ah, there it is.
There it is.
Well, you know, as long as everybody's okay with it. I'll allow it. In my magnanimous judgehood. Mason has said, don't really care about the Psychmon anymore. Might even have just another one in hand. At this rate.
Yeah.
Going through the motions. I think he'll... Oh, well, if he's going to Soul Luger, maybe. I was going to say he might just set up his trash a little more, but maybe he just has it. Notably, the Psychmon doesn't have an egg, though, or anything like that, so he doesn't get a free evolution. He can get a level 4 off this evolution, and you will get another memory off that inheritable, and it's the Tyranno. Gain 1. Look at 4. That's a Chimeramon that's not going to his hand. That's an Asia and a Fenrir that is. You must trash a card now. Man, I was gonna say, thankfully Fenrir costs 4 to evolve, but
doesn't matter.
has that nasty little
Has that game
text on it.
Yep, the game breaking mechanic. And you just put a Black Gato in trash.
What's interesting
This is
about Fenrir is, while that game-changing effect is strong, a lot of effects are game-changing if you think about it. It's just whether you see it enough. That feels like it. But what makes Fenrir so crazy is, it has 3 very powerful effects. It has the memory cheating effect. It has the ability to revive 3 Digimon. And finally, it has that pop, your opponent's Digimon doesn't spend as a cost. Because, I feel so bad that I have to kill your Digimon to unsuspend.
And Hart plays another Psychmon to pass turn. So he didn't have
Yeah.
Fenrir.
No, he grabbed Fenrir off of the Tyrannomon. He just decided to, I guess...
Prolong the game. Prolong the pain.
I think he was playing around in a Zulong, possible Zulong in him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is interesting because Fenrir could have actually popped Metal Gray before we could get to the counter timing. I don't know. Play it safe. Have
Yeah.
Psychmon win. Something like that. The really tough part here is that Dual Tamer only does half of its job because there are no Digicross materials that are relevant for a Metal Greymon play right now. If he could even set up a Metal Grave right here, well, he'd be passing a shit ton of memory, but it'd be something. Notably, this is turn 5 or 6, and Anibal has still not drawn a rookie.
And he hard plays an Azulongmon Ace.
Does have
Very
that
interesting
on play effect.
And it's on play. The Psychmon will go back to hand, is it?
No.
Or no?
He chose the Soul Luger to go to the hand.
Ah, okay.
Just keep gaining memory, why don't you? So he passed him 4. He gains 2 from the Ages. Oh, did he pass him? Oh, no. And then he gained 1 because he had a 3rd Asian hand placed under the Lugamon. And we know there's a Fenrir in hand. We know there's a Soul Luga in hand. I'll take any level 4. I truly don't think it matters. Have we seen a Dark Gato? Not that you actually need it. Right
Block
now.
Gato, if I'm not mistaken, is in trash.
Yeah.
Is the popping effect mandatory?
Nope.
Black-
That's a buy.
The popping effect
And
is not mandatory.
Buy means it is a cost that can be paid, but by no means mandatory. Just extra Black Gato in case,
Why
the
not?
math turn out funny.
It makes perfect sense. Of course, you're going to trash Fenrir. Off the 8, go into Fenrir.
It's free real estate.
It sure is. Let's go ahead and play out the Black Gatos.
A little bit of shortcutting here and some things that we had to come back to, but he was supposed to gain the 2 memory originally when the Tyrannomon came out, so on and so forth. He alliances with the Luger. Oh, that's 2 checks. So why couldn't that be a Sorai? We haven't seen a Sorai, right?
Yeah, I doubt it.
So I guess it's just not there.
Yep, and there it is. And Blahbiddy, Fenriloogamon, is this season's champion. After 13 long weeks and then 4 weeks of postseason, we have our champion. Congratulations, Blahbiddy. Congratulations, Mason.
5, some of them being hard-fought games, and
That's how it is. Well, before we go, Anibal wanted to give a shout out. He says he got to leave him with the motto people at locals know him by, that Blue Flare don't care. Also, shout out to everyone who helped him practice in the match-offs and playoffs. Blahbiddy would like to give a shout out to the Tournament of Champions. Again, we talked about that very early on in this broadcast. Tournament of Champions, Houston-based tournaments as well. But anyways, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, JP, for being here with me today.
always a pleasure.
And thank you, Justin, once again for having us here and running all the background. And thank you earlier in the other matches for not only running the show but also commentating. So thank you everyone who's watching, and we look forward to streaming more games outside of league play. But we do have season 4 starting right after BT16 drops. And so until then, y'all take care.